the internet is just frothing with theories about the end times. It's almost like an apocalyptic media now, that there are so many theories of watching what's going on with the coronavirus that people are agitated and they're sharing information with each other and getting all excited because they're connecting the dots. And so some of the theories that I've read, and you watch all these YouTubes and you read these articles because they're zinging around by the thousands, and some of them focus on Islam and the Islamification of America and the Islamification of the world. Some of them are about science and scientism, that the scientists are conniving with the businesses and with what are considered to be the new world order, globalism, the fascism of control, of coercion, of a coming police state that's being orchestrated by individuals and corporations and the media. And then, of course, there's theories about, excuse me, theories about the Roman Catholic Church and the Pope and the influence that they have in the world. They're about the media and about the media gathering together to deceive, and it's being controlled by various wealthy individuals, and I think, okay, so let's take all of these pieces and let's try to figure this out and put them together. So we've got Islamification of the world and the possibility that some Muslims want to institute Sharia law across the globe. And then we've got scientism, the idea that science is such an influence in the world and influencing people in certain ways away from God, because science can answer all the questions. And I don't have a problem with science. I'm talking about the idea of scientism, where science can tell us the meaning of life and whether God exists or not. And, these things, and the New World Order, all of the theories about the New World Order and Roman Catholicism, and I'm trying to think of how do these pieces fit with each other? What do these have to do with each other? And that's where I'm having problems putting it all together. If you're trying to put the whole picture together, to me, it seems like these things don't fit with each other. Now, so people have been watching the ones that do fit with each other, and lately those have been science, and there are theories about the New World Order and the media. And those three things are important pieces. Now, that excludes what we're seeing happen with the Islamification of the globe and any theories about the Roman Catholic Church, even though there are theories that maybe the Pope is part of this New World Order. So, we're coaching each other then to follow the money and to connect the dots. And the internet is buzzing with everybody's narratives converging. The more I watch on YouTube lately and the more I read articles, everybody's sort of converging on the same theories. Everything I read, is against what they want us to believe. And so we've got this narrative that you would call the thesis, and then we've got this opposing narrative called the antithesis, and the antithesis is being filtered out of YouTube. It's being censored from Twitter and from YouTube. People's accounts are being shut down. Videos are being taken off. And this is what is the antithesis, is what's called the conspiracy theories. And obviously the thesis is what the people in power want us to believe. So here's my take on it. We've been looking at the obvious and all pooling our research and our theories to come to this picture of what is being described as the New World Order. There's lots of theories about Bill Gates, about George Soros, about the coronavirus. Things I was watching today, and a couple references to this compound in some of the vaccines that's even called luciferase. And they've been talking about Tony Fauci. And I had posted a couple weeks ago a video about is the Pope the Antichrist? And I've gotten lots of feedback on it. Of course, the Pope is the Antichrist. This Pope in particular, they're convinced that he is, and they explain how they know that he is. And then there's all this talk about the Masons, and they're talking about some of the hand gestures of the Masons and these people who belong to the Masonic order. And these theories go on and on and on. Okay, but what I'm saying, and the reason for making this video is, I say this is too easy. It's too direct, and therefore it can't be true. We can't be so foolish. Remember, Satan is a deceiver. He disguises himself as an angel of light. And so we seem to think, for some reason, that this is going to be this easy to figure it out. I don't think so. The internet is buzzing with all this information, and people are checking off the boxes of biblical prophecy, thinking, yep, we've got this figured out. We've got this down. And with our research and with our communication on the internet, sort of like this internet underground and the antithesis narrative, the conspiracy theory narrative, that we're able to discern the signs, and we've got it nailed. We see it coming. And so now we can work against it, and we can predict it, we can watch it, and we can... No. I think you're deceiving yourselves, and I think you're deceiving each other, and let me explain why. Satan is not so stupid as to dangle it right in front of your eyes like a big fat carrot and let you look at it and grab it. That is not the way it works. That's not the way Satan works. And as far as the end times, Jesus said, that's not going to be so easy to figure out. And if you think you've got it figured out, I think that you've been duped. You watch a magician. What does a magician do? He distracts you. He distracts you. It's all meant to be a distraction so that you don't see what's really going on. And we watch the obvious. When we watch a magician, we watch what he's doing and we watch how he's distracting us. But he wants your eye. He wants your eye, and he is trained and he's a professional to draw your eye to certain places. He's trained to draw your eye to the wrong thing. And the hand is quicker than the eye, and it's all a deceit, right? Things are different from what they seem. Now, we know how it works. That's how it works in real life, right? You go to an airport in a foreign country, and while a cute little child distracts you from the front, a quicker person picks your pocket behind you, right? Because you let yourself get so distracted by the obvious that you weren't watching for the real crime, right? You know how it works in a battle, right? You make the enemy think they've got you figured out. You make the enemy think that they know what you're up to, and then you outflank them when they're not looking, where they were not expecting it. That's the whole idea. It's in the trick. Sometimes it's in brute power and brute force, but a lot of times it's in the trick, right? Mind over matter. It's the smart one who wins the fight, not the strong one, right? You know how it works. If you're going to pull a fast one on somebody, right? If you're going to pull a fast one on somebody, you mislead in one direction so that you can trap them in another. You make it seem so obvious. And if you can get them to watch the obvious, then they'll watch what your left hand is doing, and they will completely miss what your right hand is doing, and that's how you get them. The real trick is to get them distracted so they think they've got it all figured out, and they miss the real picture. And this is Satan's way. Oh my goodness, I just kicked the tripod. This is Satan's way. Don't think that you have it figured out, because his whole game is deceit. Here's what I say. We're looking in the wrong place. You're looking in the wrong place. You're distracted by the things that are so obvious, and you're following the obvious and missing the real story.